stage the absolutely splendid Simon Fisher-Becker, Ralph Watson, and of course the master himself, Geoffrey Beevers.
There you go.
Simon, where would you like to sit?
Well, in a top chair.
You're right.
I've just arranged to sit on that.
See, it's blown. See how well arranged this is.
Okay, thank you very much. So now we've got our seating organised. I'll ask each one of our illustrious gentlemen to introduce themselves. Starting with Ralph, should we start with you?
I'm Ralph Watson. I've been associated with Doctor Who since before time began. No, I started with the Underwater Menace, and then I did The Web of Fear, and then I did Tom Baker's Fang Rock, was it called?
Horror Fan Rock, yeah.
Horror Fang Rock, and then Peladon with John Pertwee.
Oh, yeah, there is. There you go.
Hello, I'm Geoffrey Beevers. I am the master. And my other clones don't count.
Simon, have you got a microphone there?
No, but in here, can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Fantastic.
for those who don't know me, I'm Simon Fisher-Becker, and I played Dorian Boldavar with Matt Smith.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I mean, let's start with Doctor Who then. So if you'd each like to tell me a little bit about how you first became involved with the series, and any kind of history that you had with it, what you knew about it before you were in it, or anything associated with the way you got the parts.
Well, I'll kick off this because it's intimately connected with Derby. I worked here as my first professional acting job in Derby Playhouse Theatre on Sacheverell Street. And a member of the cast alongside me was Gareth Gwenley, who directed me in about 3 of the comedies there, and who, when he finished his time at Derby, went to train to be a BBC director. When I finished in Derby, I went to work in other reps, including Bournemouth, and then I drifted into London, and I hadn't been there very long before I got a telephone call from the very same Gareth Gwenley, who said, I've got a couple of days working with Julia Smith on the Underwater Menace. Would you like to come and play a scientist? And I said yes. And that's how I got into Doctor Who. And I was with Patrick Troughton, whom I was then approached by the Doctor Who people to do Captain Knight in The Web of Fear. So that's how I got involved with Doctor Who.
Thank you very much.
And I was drawn into The Keeper of Traken, which is a story I did, because I did a lot of radio at the time. I was doing a lot of voice work, and they wanted the voice mainly for the inside of the statue in Melker in the story, who becomes the master, who fights with Tom Baker in the TARDIS. It turns out to be a TARDIS. Great fun. It was all very much voice work at that time, mostly. But the joy of it is, of course, there have been these huge amount of spin-offs, doing lots of stuff for Big Finish as the master, which I really enjoyed. Great fun.
Fantastic. And Simon?
I was 2 when Doctor Who started, so I freely admit I don't recall the first episode. But I've been a huge fan of Doctor Who, and in my teens I wanted to be the master. But I was off at Dorium, and really the phone call from my agent came at 2 o'clock one afternoon in December 2009, saying I've got an audition for Doctor Who tomorrow at 10. And then I was sent a script, and the script was effectively the scene I had with Alex Kingston in the Pandora Codes. I was one of 7 roly-poly actors, and I was the lucky one to be chosen.
Well, you look
that's
best
why
in
I'm
blue,
here today.
obviously. Well, you look best in blue.
Yeah. I freely admit everything I wore was blue. I hesitated to dye my hair as I was travelling on the underground. But no, I was just very, very lucky because 3 of the other 7 I knew personally, and I knew that they were very good actors indeed. So it wasn't a foregone conclusion. In fact, I probably personally, if it wasn't going to be me, I would have wanted one of them to
Beware the roly-poly actors guild, all of you.
Thank you very much. So you've all worked with different doctors, and Ralph, you've worked with 3 doctors. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the different way that they worked and your relationships with them, if possible. That's to all of you.
Well, Troughton was a formidably versatile, clever, deep actor. In anything, you know, it's very difficult to talk about him just as Doctor Who, which he made iconic, but everybody knows he had other lives as actors that are just as iconic in the movies and other television shows. I think I've never quite worked out whether I knew him before. I think it must have been before he took Doctor Who, because he wouldn't have done the job. I did a Z-cast, one of the Z-casts, in which several prisoners were incarcerated in the cells in a police station, and they hadn't enough evidence in order to get them all. But once we were left alone, started talking about our relationships to each other and to the crime, and eventually the rancour between us led to one of us, blowing the gaff, and we all went down. And one of those was Patrick, and one of the other ones was me, and another one of them was the boy who eventually became the head of detectives in the Bill. And like me, I played a lot of villains in Z-cars and a lot of policemen in Z-cars over the years. I never quite understood, the criminal face, except that Stratford Johns once said to me, I said, it's funny, you could be the head of a world drug smuggling gang, couldn't you? He said, yeah, different sides of the same coin, he said. Of course, it's true, but yes, and Patrick was, he was a terrible joker, at the same time as being deadly serious, which made you perfectly well aware that you couldn't put a foot wrong. You see what I mean? Because you had to be as serious as he was. At the same time, you could expect that he would, throw a banana skin under your foot at any time, so that the work with him became very intense, and to the point. Fraser and Debbie Watling tell the most terrible stories about, practical jokes that were done. But that was because, if you act with somebody for years, you have to have some sort of jokey lingua franca to get by. But I only saw the jokey side outside of the acting. It didn't happen any time with me in the acting. I don't think so. Perhaps it did when I wasn't looking, but I don't think so. And we had another bond that most people don't know about. I was a fine arts graduate at university before I became an actor. And Patrick used to paint, but his painting was of a particular kind. He used to do copies of masters, usually impressionist painters, out of books. And he told me this when he found out that I'd been teaching art. he said, well, I paint a bit, you know. I said, okay, you must bring me in something. He said, yeah. He said, I don't do much of my own stuff, but I do these copies of Impressionists. And he came with these tiny paintings. Yeah. And I said, you copy these out of books? And he said, yes. I say, I put the book up and I get my paints and I said, but this painting that you've copied out of the book is 2.5 feet by 4 feet. And you've reduced it to 3.5 inches to 2.5 inches. Yes, he said. I said, well, you know, you can square it up, draw inch squares, and then draw 4-inch squares, and everything that's in the inch square here, you put in the 4-inch square, and you do that all over, and you've got a big copy of what you do. Oh, no, he said, I couldn't do that, I wouldn't be able to see it. He said, I can only do it when it's this size, so you have this sort of... He said, I'll show you them, and you used to pick me, I lived in Bowside Park, he lived north of Hampstead then, and he used to pick me up to go down to the BBC. Open the glove compartment, pull out, you know, 27 paintings, and have a look at those.
What about John and Tom? How did they differ from Patrick in the way they worked?
Well, I'll talk about John Pertwee first. John Pertwee was of a major theatrical family, you know. The theatre was in their business, and his brother and his father were all connected with the theatre. They were sort of intermediate. They weren't grand theatre people, and they weren't rubbish theatre people. They were sort of across the margins of the best kind of musical and cabaret and comedy theatre, which is what his background was. And he was innately conscious of that. He knew that that was his background, and it came out in his work. You know, he was super efficient and super sort of able to work out, you know, where the emphasis was going to lie, etc. But he had showbiz. A lot of him was about showbiz, not wildly Bruce Forsyth showbiz, but the same showbiz that Bruce Forsyth had. And if you think of John's career on the radio and doing his sailors and doing Wurzel Gummidge, you know, it was all there. And one of the funny stories, I'll tell it quickly, one of the funny stories I was present at was at the restaurant above the TV rehearsal rooms that the BBC built just before they started not to produce stuff. They built I think it was 4 stories, I can't remember, but the rehearsal room, lift, rehearsal room, lift, rehearsal room. And on the top there was a long restaurant which had a service area at the end. You got your tray, you picked your stuff off the tray, and then you came back up and found the table. I went in one day, went down, picked my food, and I couldn't find a table where I wanted to sit. I didn't want to sit in it. The middle tables had about 12 or 6 or 4 people in it, and I just wanted to sit quiet. I came over the side, and Forsyth was sitting at one of the tables, and I knew him from some comedy thing that I had just done, and I think it was Terry Scott. And I said, can I sit with you? I sat down. I was sitting, looking down at the service area, and I could see Angela Baddeley, who was the cook in upstairs, downstairs, was serving herself, going along, and 1.5 people behind her, as it were, was John Pertwee, with his hair buffed out to about here, silver hair, and wearing silver necklaces of graded size to it. This is what I mean about showbiz. Till he looked as like Cleopatra with a great silver dress on black, you know, the black turtleneck coming out of all of that. And he kept leaning round and going, all the way. And then she came out of the queue and started walking up with a loaded tray. Suddenly saw Bruce Forsyth and said, Bruce! And he said, yes, I'm sorry, what's it? She said, who's that old lady who was trying to talk to me? Another showbiz aspect of it was that I had a long fight with him, a fencing match with him at the end of West Potley through Peladon. And he was never there. I was always working with the fight director, and I used to say, "Where's John?" "Oh, he's over in the supermarket." Where's John? "There's a dog's home, he's opening." "Where's John?" "He's gone visiting this hospital." You know, he was never there. And in actual fact, he came one day when I wasn't there and got in front of the camera and did a lot of this, you know, and that, and this, you know, sideways, this sideways, and went away. And when you buy it or look at it, it's a composite of all these bits. There's the fight man, me, another fight man playing me, someone else playing the same fight man playing me, playing Doctor Who, and it's a whole mismatch together. He was too busy doing show business to do the bits, you see.
So,
what did I say about Tom?
I was going to say, we'll come on to Tom and then Geoffrey.
Yes, difficult time for Tom, because he was out of his comfort zone. He was working in Birmingham, and he wasn't able to go to Soho as often as he would like to go to Soho, and he found it difficult. He just, Liz Sladen had departed, and he wasn't quite comfortable, so it was all a bit sort of, you know, a bit ill-tempered, until the director, Paddy Russell, who was a formidable BBC director who I'd worked with on Zeds, I think, or Softly, one of those, and she had a quiet word with him, and it stopped. And apart from that, he was absolutely delightful, and of course, perfect actor to act with. Not that I did very much with him in that, because if I remember, I was the first person to go onto the intelligence.
So Geoffrey, you worked with Tom quite near to the end of his time on Doctor Who. Does this chime in with your remembrances, or?
No, I just remember him as, well, he's somebody you could just sit in front of for hours and listen to, because he was, he's got such an original mind and a way of talking and a way of thinking that's quite unique to him. I hope to be working with him again, I think, in a few days. I think there's another Doctor Who for him coming up, I think, as far as I know. Probably won't come out for a while. But he was, yeah, and I remember John Pertwee too, of course, because it was, I think, only my second television when Carrie was, my wife was his assistant, and he was a consummate professional.
Yes.
Yeah.
And bringing up to the modern era, thoughts on Matt Smith, and how was he to work with?
Well, my agent said to me, "Be careful of Matt Smith." And apparently somebody else from our stable was on another scene, and she reported back a negative report. And I was very disappointed, But my first meeting of Matt was at the read-through of the Pandorica Open, and I was actually talking to Nicholas Briggs, and there was this tap on the shoulder. I turned around and there was Matt, and he said, "Hello, I'm Matt. Saw your audition." And I thought, shit. Because we only think the directors or the producers see our auditions, but the idea that the lead of the show is there. And he was very, very nice and very lovely. And then it was a total year later, that I came back to do A Good Man Goes to War. And he came up to me, "I said you'd be back." And he gave me a great big hug, and all my inner child thing was, "Oh my God, the doctor's hugging me." But throughout, and I'd say for the whole team, but it's not just Matt. But Matt was delightful, and he struck me as a bit shy at first, and I think he just tried to sum you up. But then once he gets to know you, he can be very cheeky. And he, of course, as you know, he's a huge football fan. So we did talk a lot about football. And my trailer was quite high. And so each morning he'd walk by and all I'd see is his head. And he'd go, "Morning, Si." I absolutely hate being called side. But it was Matt Smith, so it was fine. But he was right. And he was very cheeky, and in fairness to him, for the head in the box scenes and the reverse, when people come to my table and see some photographs and you see the doctor's shoulder, that is Matt Smith. Because so often you would expect a lead and they'd have a stand-in. But that was Matt. But he has this cheeky twinkle in his eye, and when I'm trying to be very, very serious, he's making me laugh. But he was utterly, utterly delightful, quite shy, and I adored the time I spent with him.
Thank you very much. So Geoffrey, you've mentioned Big Finish a couple of times, and you have all worked with Big Finish, so can you talk a little bit about the work you've done with them and how that differs, obviously, from acting on the TV series?
Well, Gary Russell, who was the script editor of the Doctor Who when I was in it, was one of the directors of Big Finish at the time. And for years and years and years, I wrote to Big Finish and I sent in voice tapes and got nothing back to him. But then he came up to me and said, "Have you done Big Finish?" And I said, "No." He said, and he tapped my knee and he said, "Okay, leave it to me." And then literally a couple of weeks later, he phoned up Simon, the script has come in, and there's a part which I think is absolutely perfect for you. A psychotic elevator. so it was Katie Manning being beautifully wonderful as her incarnation. And yeah, so it was the first one, and he called me back a couple of months later to be a scientist. And the experience was extraordinary because the studios weren't as glamorous as you imagine, but utterly delightful. There was always talk about the wonderful food that was
That's what we keep hearing.
Indeed it was. But I was surrounded by everyone I knew, and I was the only one in the studios that I didn't know. So I was a little intimidated. But once we got going, it was fab. And I don't know about other actors, but I do find voice acting can be much more tiring. Because what you subconsciously find you're doing, to get your voice to put over what you're trying to say, you are very physical. Especially you have to do a roar or a huge laugh. And I gesticulate anyway. And I remember one time I had to do an enormous scream for a long time. And I punched my arm up in the air and pulled the muscle in my back. So the scream was very effective. But it was a huge, huge, huge fun. And as you say, you just like to do more and more.
A lot of screaming to be done in Big Finish studios. The studios are wonderful, and the lunches and everything, which is why when I wrote I Am the Master, I kind of set it. I don't know how many of you have heard that particular one which I wrote, but I set it in partly in a film studio, in a radio studio, and imagined the place where we do it, and it's sort of based on that. We all have individual little cubicles, and I imagined one of these being turned into the Master's TARDIS, which was sort of just waiting there as a studio to be brought into life when the time was required for the Master. But I've done a lot of the Master now over 50 years.